Not recording. If you see that in the corner, it means recording. So, scientific notation is used so we can do fancy calculations with numbers that are really large without typing them all the time. As you guys move on, not so much in 8th grade. In 8th grade, you're going to use scientific notation here in math to define really big numbers and really small numbers. You're going to use it in science for the same thing. During both your math star and your science star, you can use your calculator. Does that make sense? And since we're doing all this, life gets pretty easy. So let's talk about scientific notation and what it is and what it isn't. So it's a method used to represent extremely large and extremely small numbers in a simple fashion. I told you, I can take the speed of light, 300 million meters per second, and I convert to something like 3 times 10 to the 8th. The speed of light equals 3 times 10 to the 8th. And that's rounded off. Obviously, I told you we rounded it off in the Army because it makes the math faster. And since you don't really have a lot of time if things are coming at you, it's good to be faster. And the error rate is stupidly small. It's like less than a meter when you do the math. So if you're within a meter, life's golden. So it's definitely a much easier way than writing. Because if I wrote this in standard notation, it would be 300 million, which takes a long way to write, right? 3 times 10 to the 8th is much faster, and it's easier for me to remember and kind of absorb. So scientific notation with a positive notation. Tomorrow we're going to deal with negative notations, but when I'm looking at a number like 8.4 times 10 to the second, that's a positive exponent. If it has a positive exponent, the number will be big, greater than 1. Greater than 1. Or it could be 1. I guess if you times 1 times 10 to the 0 would be 1. That number is positive exponent means greater than 1, right? And that should say 1.
Can it go below 0?
No. Because you're in negative territory. You just make a negative number. Does that make sense? So, to convert scientific notation, place the decimal. And let me do this down here. I've got one here, but I'm going to put another one. So, let's say I have 3,431.6. You good with that? 3,431.6. Don't write commas. You're going to see that commas are evil to you here because they're going to mislead you. You're going to see that comma and want to pretend it's a decimal. And it's going to lie to you. It is going to suck you into using it as a decimal. So if you see commas, rewrite the number without commas. So this number, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the decimal after the first non-zero digit. What's the first non-zero digit in this number? In this number, what's the 3? I'm going to put the new decimal here. That's my new decimal, right? Yes. Then I'm going to count the number of times it takes me to get back to the decimal. You guys, use this method. So I'm going to go back one by one. I'm going to go, there's 1, right? 2, 3. I went 3 times to get back, right? So my new number becomes 3.4316. That decimal goes away now because I moved it forward. Times 10 to the power of 3. Now I've written the number in scientific notation. Let's take a number right here without a decimal place. Now the first thing you see is that evil comma. So we're not going to get started. Where is the decimal in this number right now?
Behind 3.
It is behind 3, right? Because you can put 0.0. So our new decimal would be here. And I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3 to my old decimal, right? So 4.533 times 10 to the third. So far, so easy? All right, so you got 3 problems there. I want you, just like we did before, work at your table. First person do A, second person do B, third person do C. If there's only 2 at your table, then one of you gets to do it twice. But the next person will get to do it twice the next time. Okay? Talk them through it. Don't write the answer down until the other guy says, or other girl says, you got it. That doesn't work. I tried to pause it, it doesn't work. Are you writing it down before they agree?
Oh.
There you go.
Or do you want me to do
Wait, no, wait. Yeah. Go back.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. How many times I want to replace it?
For the decimal
Because you only
point
go,
is 6.
you go,
And then it's 2 spaces.
To where your other guy's 4.
So
You create your new one.
5
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the new decimal
Behind
line
5.
would go behind the 5,
It would be
and then it would be times 10.
It's one of the true things. Me and my wife have talked about it. We just failed to
power 4. Is that how you say that?
get no use for it.
That's it.
Oh, at first I didn't.
I should mark that's why I went over there.
Like I did it
Never do that. But then with those ones you get from like the main, those are easy to do with. You separate the ones. Oh, those are hard to do.
If you just have a hole, like place Isn't there the bonfire in that room?
Yeah.
After the pep rally, you just walk down there.
I'm not staying that long.
Wait, John, you have to.
I have one. I know, but I'm not staying after.
There are people still working.
I forgot I have my golf boots, so I might use this thing.
All right. Most people are done. I'm going to show you another way. Now that you know the by hand way, I want you to show you in your calculator how you can use it. So, you're going to press the dock button. Dock. And that'll bring up that menu. We're going to go to settings. So, dock 7. If you're not with me, say something. And then we're going to go to document settings, which is option number 2. And that brings us to our document settings. We talked about this before because we came to adjust floats, right?
Yes.
There's one other thing you can do with this, but here's my warning. When you do this, remember you did it because you have to undo it. If you go down to where it says exponential format, see down there the third thing? And you click that and you, oops, I went to the wrong thing. Darn it. No. Crap, I went to the wrong thing. Exponential format. Pick scientific. So it looks like it's got the scientific right here. Even though I've got a little bit of a glare going on there.
Sure do.
Don't know how to get rid of the glare. I don't know where it's coming from.
It's on your computer.
Yeah, it could be. So right here I've got scientific, and then I'm going to press OK. Going to go up till I have the OK button and press it. Everyone got that? Now I want you to type in 7,891. That's our first answer, right? 7,891, and hit enter. What did it do?
That's what mine did too.
You press control enter?
Scientific. What did I change?
I did that and I got
Mine did that too.
7.891 e to the power.
Yeah, why is mine...
Did you see that?
I did something... I did something else. Hold on. Let me... Why did it not... Come on. I hate these. I hate the little push tab. 7,891. Oh, you pig. There it goes. Why did it not do it the one? I don't.
If you press control enter, it does.
Does it do control enter?
7,
Yeah, it does.
Okay, good. Thank you. So, I remember how to not do it, but that's the new update. So, if you type in 7,891, you hit control enter, which is your approximation, it'll automatically put it into scientific notation for you. Because it's 7.891, E represents times 10 to the exponent of 3.
wow,
Does that make that too easy?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So 65.1, control enter, is 6.51 times 10 to the first. What part of that? Somebody said what?
I said wow.
Okay. So I got 57,001, control enter, 5.7001 times 10 to the fourth. Okay. So we're still leaving it there. We'll be coming back. Let's talk about converting from scientific notation to standard notation. Standard notation is literally what you write with every day. That's just numbers. We call that standard. If you got scientific notation, you got to have something that's else. It's standard notation. So to convert it, if the exponent is positive, then move the decimal to the right the number of times indicated. Remember that anything to the power of 0 is 1. So if I have a number like 6.332 times 10 to the 5th. Okay? I'm going to rewrite my number down here so I can make sense out of it. So 6.332. I'm not putting any decimals at all in it. Where did my decimals start with? After the 6. Everyone, are you writing this? Are you writing this? Okay. So now I'm going to move it, and I'm going to count how many times? 5. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You put zeros in this spot.
And I put zeros where there's holes.
Wow, that's a big one.
So I end up with 633,200. Does that make sense? Now, same thing we did before at your table. Work your way through. If you're at a table where you only had 2 of you, and one of you did 2 problems last time, the other person has to do the 2 problems this time.
So we're going to write 5, 46, and the decimal point.
Which one are you doing?
8.
Right, C8.
Yes.
You said 5.
Oh, I said something. Alright, so, and then when the decimal drops behind it, we're still going to count.
So where does the decimal?
Spaces back. 6, 2, 4, 5, so we have 0, and that's your number. 4, 4,000.
10 has the power to 5. Your turn.
Anyway, we got it.
Ah.
So, alright.
It's
So I don't use my one spot since I'm
1,001. And then when I count 3 decimals back, we start back in the decimal, which will give you.
That doesn't help at all.
We're gonna do that.
People watching the video going, turn off the light, turn off the light, turn off the light, turn off the light. You guys get it?
Do I move the one if it's power to 0 just to move it one?
Nope. Power to 0 is just, you're multiplying the number by 1, which is itself.
So it's the same? So just do the same.
No, it's too much.
No, it'll be 2
Yeah.
point. So it's
Oh.
because yes, 2.0.
Three, oh.
This one plays.
You guys doing it?
I have.
Oh, it's all Tom, or do we just?
They'll probably get.
Did you convert them to standard notation?
Wait, are we supposed to get
Every
Yes, that's called standard notation. If you're using calculator, you're going to put, I'm getting there. Do it without calculator. Talk each other through first. 4.56. So write to the number next to it.
How do you do a cat?
Write 456, right?
Go.
Off to the right, write 456. And then do your looping. How many times are you going to loop? So between 4 and 5, start looping. 1,
I'm good at this
A
alphabet.
full bed.
2, 3,
My cousin used to have a full bed.
5. And fill in the empty
And
loops.
then on
0.
above, like, hanging out, full of it.
That's it. Now talking to the other ones.
So it's just too late and stuff.
Anything to the power of 0 is? 1 times anything is? Whatever it was. 10 times 10 to the power of 0 is still
I
10.
collect speakers.
Good one, sound like
Show you a picture of it.
No, if you're Ben. You're not Ben
So
with
you
the
have an
sucker.
extra spare room,
That would be Ben times 10 to the power of the sucker.
and they're all stacked up. So
Then you'd be Ben with
show
sucker.
you a picture.
I want to be Google. Can it be pin?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, anybody still working?
And I think we got it.
Now, let's talk about using your calculator to solve the same questions. You have to put it back in normal mode. So you're going to have to go to your dock menu, to your settings, to your document settings. Did I go too fast? Dock to settings. 7.2. Some of you are getting smart enough to, and change it from scientific back to normal. And then press OK. Now if you type the number like 4.56 times, we learned about this 10 button over here, right?
Yeah.
10 to the 5th equals 456,000.
Hold on.
Okay,
I put plus not times.
good. How about 1.001 times 10 to the 3rd? I'm moving the decimal how many times?
3.
3 to the right, which makes it
1001.
1001. How about 2.09 times 10 to the 0?
Yeah, because it was 0, it'd be the same thing, it'd be 2.09.
I guess I could have wrote the answers. If you're watching the videos, you'll have to listen to the answers because I didn't write them down.
2.0.
Or video people.
Any questions on this?
No.
Good. And thus we end the recording.